Good morning, and thank you for staying with us. I-24 News Morning Edition, and we are joined by Jewish News 1 correspondent Ron Jacobsohn. One of my favorite, because he always brings me the glam. So, Ron, what do you have for me this morning?
Well, we want to talk about the biopics of 2013. You know what the biopics are?
Yeah, it is a biopic type of year, isn't it?
It is. It's Oscar time, so
yeah.
Everybody is giving all their arsenal of like the biopics out. But it seems that this year, viewers don't like them so much. They've all been huge flops in the box office, yeah. Okay. Which doesn't mean that they won't get nominated
they won't get nominated
the awards, but
yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the ones that we've seen so far. I mean, some of them haven't come out yet, so...
No, but I'm going to live my life vicariously through you because I never get to the movies. But yes, which ones?
Okay, so you see the clips, so you can tell me what we're seeing.
And we have, we are seeing the biopics of the year. There we go. Diana.
This is Diana. We have Naomi Watts as, I shouldn't put this on the air, but skip it.
Really?
Yes.
No, you should. You should give it all the dish. That bad?
Yeah, it's, look, it's still Naomi Watts, even though she's...
Yeah.
And basically, the story, it's a very small story of like a year in her life, basically.
Which one?
Towards the end, of course.
Dirty El Fayed,
and the thing is that, you know, when you see that a movie like that, which is such a great story, is not being picked up by one of the big studios,
right?
It should be a big alert for you.
No, because I would think that anything about Diana, it would just be huge in terms of
and everybody was waiting for this, and it's not really happening. Okay. Well, then we have, of course, we talked about Behind the Candelera, which was Michael Douglas as Liberace. It came out here in Israel and around the world, actually, in theaters, but in the US...
It was on TV.
It was on TV. So, again, wasn't big enough for box office success, although it won all those Emmy Awards, but, you know, on TV.
I mean, that got very good reviews.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but, again, on TV is one thing, and
then, box office-wise, went slightly different. And the other ones.
We have The Fifth Estate, which is the movie about Julian Assange.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch.
You pronounced it. I won't try. Yeah.
Wasn't good and tanked really fast. Then we have, of course, Jobs, the Steve Jobs one with Ashton Kutcher. Tanked really fast.
Tanked really fast? Did you see it?
I did see it, and I think we've heard the story so many times that you expected to see something different, something more, something more kind of behind the scenes, kind of insidery.
So he took shrooms in India, we know, and he blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so still coming out, we have the biopic of Jimi Hendrix and Nina Simone, which we're looking forward to. And
who's starring in that?
Andre 3000.
Okay, Andre 3000.
And Zoe Sultana is doing Nina Simone. We know her from Avatar, remember that movie?
Yeah.
So she's...
And the name of the film would be the Nina Simone one, do we know?
Just Nina.
Just Nina. Nina's signature. And I'm wondering though, because every year around this time, yes, the studios bring out their heavy, their heavy merchandise, so to speak, because it's the lead up to the Oscar season.
Of course.
But this is the most bio pictures that we've seen,
yes,
right?
There's a lot of them. And, as if we look at the history of the Oscars, a lot of them won. I mean, all the way from Lawrence of Arabia to The King's Speech most recently.
The King's Speech was fabulous.
Bonnie and Clyde, which was a true story. Gandhi, Schindler's List. The list goes on and on. And it seems that Hollywood is also not giving up on them. The Queen, of course. Hollywood is not giving up on those biopics for next year because in Hollywood, they're always working ahead. So in the works already are biopics about Freddie Mercury and Queen.
Yes! Who's going to play Freddie Mercury? I'm a huge Queen fan.
I don't know if you're going to like it so much. Daniel Radcliffe, a.k.a.
Harry Potter? Are you kidding me?
Well, that's the rumor. I mean, they haven't started shooting yet, so you don't know.
Seriously?
Yes. And Ben Foster is going to be Lance Armstrong in the new biopic they're doing about his life. Again, I hope that they're going to have...
the demise of Lance Armstrong, well, the rise and fall.
Right,
yeah.
and I really hope, again, like the job thing, that they will have something in the movie that we haven't read in the newspaper.
I think it's hard with, with things that come out right, a few years after they've been splattered all over the news in the age of information, where really you get all the information. The Assange film, I'm wondering, The Fifth Estate, is that getting good reviews or tanking miserably?
Two more movies that I want to talk about.
Sure.
Tom Hardy is going to play Elton John in the new biopic. And
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And Jamie Foxx is going to be Martin Luther King. So these are the things that we'll see probably next year or the year after. But as you see, the fact that they're tanking now does not stop the studios from continuing to go with this.
To go and make them.
Yeah.
Why? Is this just for Oscar prestige? I mean, if the audience is voting with their feet, as we say in the Middle East, then.
The thing is with the Oscar, it's. Again, between you and me, it's a pissing contest between the studios, and it is who has more statues. I mean, yes, it is more money in the box office, maybe $40–50 million in the box office for a movie that is nominated and then wins an award. Right. But at the end of the day, it's the studio execs, and you go at the foyer and have all the statues, and that shows how big he is.
How many statues do you have? How big is your Oscar? I'm not going to go there. And The Butler, you have something for me about
Yes, The Butler is actually a movie that is getting the most Oscar buzz.
It's the Oprah thingy.
It's the Oprah, and Forrest Whitaker as Cecil Gaines, who was the butler at the White House. It's a very interesting story. Actually,
what years?
From Eisenhower until very recently, actually.
Right. Of course, they'd have an African butler.
And it also is interesting to see all the different actors who played the different presidents throughout the years. But what is interesting about this one is that whereas the other biopics were depicting the actual people, in this one they actually changed his name from the real guy. No idea why.
Really?
And this is one of those movies where it says based on
a true story.
Yeah. Loosely based on a true story.
It even loosened it up? It's even okay? It's not even that.
If you take the dramatic freedom to do it more interesting, it's loosely based.
And this is an Oprah production, isn't it?
It is an Oprah production.
Yeah.
And yes, it's actually getting the most buzz. Again, not a huge box office success, but Oprah and her production company and everything she's involved in.
She put a man in the White House, honey. I think she's gonna. Yeah,
she can do anything she wants.
She can probably get the statue she wants. Ron Jacobsohn, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we are.